All right, here we are at the end of Fed Day, and despite Fed Day, and I usually stay away from the trade, we had some pretty good trades. So today we actually made a move on that aggressive. We actually made the trade right after the Fed started speaking, and we had that very aggressive, or they made the announcement or rate decision, and we had that very aggressive move down, and a classic hammer right there. And it really just didn't make sense that we had such an aggressive move down. So we kind of look for a trade like that, and we saw the hammer. We took the entry on the break of the hammer, and we had a really nice move up, made some money harvesting profits. And then there was another move of the day that is right there, which you could see the change in momentum right here, the lower the low right here, which shows a divergence because here's a low right here, here's a low right here, and we have this low right here, and the conservative entry would be right here breaking this small resistance, but the aggressive entry is right here, and those are my favorite entries. And then you could see the pull up, and you could harvest a little profit right here in the event that it just gets rejected and thrown back, but it moves up, makes a classic last kiss, and then makes that move. And look at that nice run. There's some money to be made in that trade. So if you sat around all day just listening to me broadcast or ramble on, it paid off at the end of the day. You know, our patience paid off. We had a good high probability trade, and then another good high probability trade presented itself right here. Right into the afternoon session. So really took me by surprise that it turned out to be such a good day to trade. Although after the announcements and the rate decision, the market does start moving normally. So on the close for the day, I would have been a lot happier if it maintained that 238 level, and that would have been a nice healthy hammer on the bar. And you could see the daily momentum is just kind of easing up, and that looks really good for the daily momentum. But then it pulled back, and that real long body is a little unsettling. But it did hold my EMA, and I believe that's my 13-day EMA, and that turned out to be a good support. So that's encouraging. I would like to see it break up higher, and if it does make that move up higher and breaks the highs, I would say I'm looking for a 42.38 area as my target. And really, I'm just doing an extension. There's no support or resistance. There's really no way to define a target other than maybe throwing an extension up there, or at least based on my skill and experience. I'm so sure somebody's come up with some sort of formula that they could attribute to it. But the daily is kind of encouraging and still looks a little bullish. We want to look at the weekly and see what we did for the weekly, and it's actually nice, although there's a divergence, which is a little foreboding. But that can turn around based on how we close for the week, and we still have another 2 days. I mean, we can close in a really nice hammer and continue that upward trend. We were trending up. Well, can't even say that. I mean, obviously we're making higher highs, but it's more of a consolidation move because some of the bars are making a low. So we notched out a higher high today and then another low. So I don't know. It's questionable. I just don't like that fall off of the momentum. I would like to see that turn around and make a low on the momentum right where it is. And if it does that, then we can expect the momentum to start trending up and maybe move up on the weekly. If we look at the 60-minute, it'll give us an idea on what to expect for tomorrow and what the attitude was on the close. And that's really, that's foreboding. Where obviously the momentum is bearish, and we could expect to open up down tomorrow, or maybe a little trend down tomorrow. But again, this is an inside bar on the 60-minute. So it would be nice if we opened flat a little bit and then broke to the upside. That would be a trade I'd be looking to take, and it'd probably be good for a good 10-point move. So we'll just keep an eye on it and see what it offers us tomorrow. And yeah, we're intraday trading, so we're going to take advantage of a move up or down. And yeah, there was no bloody sell off. I mean, a move of 20 some odd points today, 22 points down is just no big deal. So we'll take that. Let's take a look at BlackBerry, and yeah, this is just uninspiring. Um, the daily momentum is down. I mean, people are going to have to rally around the stock if they want to start a squeeze. I'm sure the shorts are looking at this area over here, and then they'll gauge what sort of momentum and buying power going into it, and yeah, they'll mitigate their damage. They didn't take a beating up over here. Yeah, the buying dried up, and it just started floating down. And they saw this gap as their saving grace. If they're going to, yeah, take a little bit of loss, better down here than up there. So they might mitigate their risk right here, and then allow everybody to make a move on that moving up. And on the 60-minute time frame, we are looking at. Oh, where are you? That's seconds. Looks like it's rounding out. I mean, nothing really going on. Can't really take a position there. So we'll just have to see how it opens up tomorrow, and if it's going to take that opportunity to turn this thing around. The other topic of interest for a lot of people is CLOV. So let's have a look at that. Not a lot of people jumping into my site these days asking these questions, but I know that there are folks out there who want to know. So here we go. Yeah, you could see again the momentum is fading off, and it's making a move to fill the gap, and it's almost done filling the gap. And I'm pretty confident that it just might continue that downward move to fill that gap. And then I'm expecting a little consolidation here, and hopefully everybody involved with this will have the buying power to push this thing up. And same situation. I mean, the shorts see the gap, and that's their saving grace, and they know if they need to mitigate their loss, that's where we do it. We don't do it up over here. So that's what's going to happen. Now is the chance to spook them. So you get busy over here, and you're going to start spooking them, and you'll get added buying power by people closing their shorts. And on the 60-minute, just to see what we look like over there, we're looking at just a flat momentum, very neutral momentum. So it's giving you an opportunity to turn this thing around. And then last but not least, the star of the month is AMC. Still getting a lot of people hopping in asking me about AMC. So, I mean, you could argue that it's a topping pattern, but I really think that it sold off because the Feds are around there. This one is not as ominous as the other two. There's obviously a lot of interest in here, and it just feels a little bit positive. I've seen this pattern before, and then it gets ready for a sell-off, but there's nothing aggressive, and I like that little bit of a hammer. And I know people are out there and excited. I'm kind of feeling like it's going to open up tomorrow around the 50s and close that little bit of a gap, and then continue up just to maintain orderly trading and an orderly market. I think that would be a good move. But if it does break this high, it's definitely going to start making the shortest sweat. And really, you guys just have to rally around it and keep waving the flag. And if you could break that 72, then that's where you're going to get people sweating. Initially, they were holding out for this gap to mitigate their damage, and it's demonstrating that that gap may not happen. So you may start getting the support of shorts closing in the next few days. And today, nobody really made a move because you can't really identify the market with the Fed looming out there. So you don't know what you don't know. And once the Fed made their announcements, we had normal trading, and I think that's where it started pushing up off the bottom. If we take a quick peek at the 60-minute, just to see what the attitude was going into the close, you're rounding out right here. So you could be making a higher low in the 60-minute, and it looks like it might flip this and start being bearish. Yeah, so that's what we have to look for. So anyway, you could see right here in the 60-minute, the trend is obviously bullish. If you're watching my crosshair down in the indicator, which is the MACD, the trend is obviously bullish right here and looks like it might be turning. So this could be a lower high if this baby continues down for a lower low, but it looks like it's turning and it's making a higher low, and then you could just expect the momentum to break this high and continue pushing up. And you can see the same thing in the 60-minute chart. It has this low and this lower high from that high, and then this could be a lower low, and if it continues, you should expect it to break this high and continue to make a higher high at this point, and that'll start a nice uptrend. And take us out of this wee bit of a consolidation, and then ultimately with the goal of breaking that 72. So anyway, good luck to you guys. And if you find this content of use to you, hit the like and hit the subscribe and hit the bell, and some comments go a long way to helping out the channel. I appreciate that. And hopefully this trade works out for you, and if you build some equity in your trading account, you may want to visit my channel from time to time. You'll learn how I trade and setups, and how to be consistent and profitable. And that's the key to the industry. You want to have consistency. You don't want to hit or chase the home runs. That's not how you make a living or build a career. You want to be consistently profitable and watch that equity curve climb in your account. And that's my goal, and that's what I'm trying to get everybody to do. So we just break down the markets, we break down trades, we answer lots of questions, and we have some good time talking. So visit me. I start broadcasting at 9 o'clock. Join the Free Folk Nation. That's who we are. We're free folk. We're off the grid people, and we try to live a sustainable life, and that's what makes us free folk. And I'm trying to teach everybody how to make a living off grid. So hopefully this trade works out well for you, and we see you tomorrow.